Ew.
After Sabonis injured Tatum, Trey mentioned that it's too bad that they aren't starring in starting five this year. That got me thinking. The producers must be kicking themselves for missing out on Jimmy Butler's story this year, too. Who else would have made for the most interesting storylines this season so far? Greetings from Amsterdam. Again, that's from Sören. That's a fun question. Yeah, Jimmy Butler and Tatum and Sabonis in the first season of starting five. Not this season, which they're currently filming. That is going to star Jaylen Brown, Kevin Durant, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Tyrese Halliburton, and James Harden. That's season 2, which you'll be watching before the start of next season. If you do partake in this. But it's a good point here. I mean, Jimmy, this would have been perfect if he was here, and then we had the Tatum and Sabonis thing. But is there anyone else you would have loved to seen in this season 2 being filmed right now?
I mean, I got my own starting five.
Let's hear it.
Chet Holmgren for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Okay.
Though, I mean, you're getting the same stuff, basically. Neither guy... I was trying to look for the biggest personality on the Thunder. I don't know who it is.
That's the great question.
It's not Shai. I mean, his main personality quirk is posting captions on Instagram.
Yeah.
Getting fits off.
Yeah. Shai's, at least all you get from this is Shai's MVP season. But you're right. You're right.
The thing with Chet, I think, is that you got the parts like with him meeting Isaiah Hartenstein. How are they going to work together? He had a big injury, missed a bunch of time. I think that's pretty interesting as well. And I do like having a guy from the Thunder on this team.
Okay.
So Chet, I also got DeMar DeRozan. I don't know that we need a king for the second time in a row, but he was peripherally involved in the Kendrick Lamar and Drake beef, and I would like to see that part of DeMar DeRozan's life. And I guess when Zach LaVine shows up, I thought we weren't teammates anymore.
Okay.
Awkward.
Okay. Nice.
And it's kind of like in White Lotus, how they have people who played a small part in one season come back and have a bigger part in the next season. That would be like Sabonis. He was big in season 1, but he's just kind of a peripheral guy in season 2.
Right.
I like getting Luka and Anthony Davis both involved.
Oh, yeah.
So I want Kyrie Irving as my guy because he's had them both as teammates.
Interesting.
They're in Dallas, and it's been an interesting season for them as well. I wanted somebody from the Detroit Pistons.
Okay.
Malik Beasley is my guy.
Oh, yeah, a little dancing.
Yeah, how'd you decide on that dance?
The wiggle.
When did you learn to salsa like that, Malik Beasley? And then finally, Jared McCain from the Philadelphia 76ers. He only really played for a month, but it was a fun month, and he's still funny. Yeah. On Instagram and his
TikTok,
YouTube
man.
stuff. Yeah, he's good. He's an interesting, fun character.
Okay, so that's your new starting five. Producer Trey Kirby.
Yep.
Recasting. You got anyone you want to add?
I would add LaMelo Ball to it because, number one, on the floor, the one-legged three-point shots, people love it. I'm sort of pandering to voters. He had the most votes of Eastern Conference guards in the entire world.
Kids love him.
This guy is from the world. This guy played in Australia. I'm getting people to watch from all parts of the world. He had, unfortunately, his dad had that situation where he had his foot amputated. So I'm not sure if LeVar would want to partake, but he could if he'd like to. He likes to be on camera, so I think he would want to partake. I think LaMelo Ball would be an interesting guy. And then I have just a secondary storyline. I like the random storyline of Steven Adams and Reed Shepherd. They seem to have this weird chemistry going on together. They just went to the Houston Rodeo.
I saw this clip.
And Steven Adams said that Reed Shepherd has a very punchable face. So that's funny. The mustache of Reed Shepherd was prominent at the beginning of the season, and then it disappeared, then it came back. So that whole storyline, just the growing of the mustache, I think could be decent. So there's some stuff. There's some stuff to get this thing improving season to season, I think.
Yeah.
Season 1 was quiet.
Yeah, it was. It was not a lot of buzz about season 1. Maybe season 2 will come in better. I think it's the timing, the release of it. I think it was an issue. If this was coming out as the season was going on, then we might have something. If it was a little more Hard Knocks, it'd be very difficult to pull off. But yeah. I know you weren't the biggest starting five fan.
The timing is bad.
Yeah.
I don't want to watch a documentary about something that just happened. Same reason I haven't watched Court of Gold, but
that's about 1,000 times better than Starting Five. 1,000.
Did you watch Starting Five?
Yeah, and I turned it off. No,
exactly.
It sucked.
Yeah, okay. Well,
I watched the entire thing of Court of Gold in 2 days because it's that good.
My number one criticism would be too many sports documentaries, period. That's the number one thing. But think about Drive to Survive. I watched that all the time until I started watching Formula One regularly, and then I don't need this anymore.
Yeah. That's what people have said. It's not Starting Five is not for us,
No.
NBA sickos. It's for people that are more maybe casual or want to get hooked on the NBA. Yeah.
Right, exactly.
I'll add one name though. would have been a good person to be following this season, Victor Wembanyama. Because he's coming off the iconic Olympic run, obviously that gold medal game against USA. He scored 50 points in mid-November. He had 10 blocks in a game right before Christmas. He went for 42 and 18 on Christmas Day in Madison Square Garden. Soon after, was it like 3 days after, he's out playing chess in the rain with random fans. He's announced for an All-Star for the first time. They played in Paris, so you have that whole angle against the Pacers for a couple of games. And then, unfortunately, his season is cut short with the blood clot. So there's a lot there to me in basically half a season because he's been out for a while. So I would have added Wembanyama. Sort of surprised that he wasn't actually one of the guys. Maybe the Spurs were like, no, we don't want cameras here.
Or maybe he's doing his own thing.
Yeah, it's always
There's a lot of these out there.
Yeah.